Hi, everybody. It's Dr. Lori. This is Ask Dr. Lori. That's right. You can ask me anything. I'm taking your questions. That's right. Anything. I don't care what you ask me. Ask me anything. And super chats and super stickers are open if you want to support the channel. And I'm going to answer the question you're going to ask, is it valuable? Is what valuable? So, of course, ask me those questions. Type them right there into the comments, making it easy for you. And in the meantime, I want to remind you to sign up for the newsletter. That's right. The newsletter is free. It gives you lots of information. New ones are always coming at you soon. And it's at drloriv.com. Just go to the homepage, scroll down. You're going to see the little email box. You can just put your email in there. It's free. Just sign up, click the sign up button. And then, of course, a lot of you are not realizing that you can update your profile for the newsletter. If you already get the newsletter and you want to get other things, you have to go in and click off the check boxes that you want to get, videos, or you want to get other information from us. So you have to update your profile there. It's easy to do. drloriv.com, sign up for the newsletter. It's free and it will come to you. All right. It'll go right to your email box. So questions galore. I'm going to take them all. Personal, not personal, about art and antiques, about the markets, whatever you want. Is early Staffordshire Hounds pictures valuable? Yes. That was easy. Okay. Think my hair is too long? I'll get my hair cut later this week. I can't stand it anymore. Do you get like that? Just can't stand it. You're like, okay, we did this long enough. Yeah. Staffordshire, of course, the English ceramic pieces, Hounds pictures, valuable. People are like, oh, wow, I didn't even realize that. What is that? Well, I sold the necklace that you appraised today. There you go. It took a while, but it's sold. There you go. I'm so happy to help you, Lori. I'm so happy to help you. And thank you for giving me the updates. I appreciate the updates. A lot of you guys are like, oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you. Oh, yeah, you appraised this and I sold it for just what you said. I did what you said. And don't forget to let me know how that went. I want to hear about your successes too. So that's great. Congratulations to Lori. Is Pucci a Capodimonte sculptor? There are many Capodimonte sculptors, and some are actually signed with the names of Capodimonte painters. So it's applied ornament, Capodimonte made in Naples, Italy, and the surrounding environs. Basically, you're going to see a lot of different names signing those particular pieces. So everyone's saying, oh, there's only a few of them. Well, don't forget about the painters too. But Capodimonte is a very characteristic thing. Steph, I want to thank you very much for all of your support. You've been very supportive of the channel. I recognize it. I appreciate it. So thanks to all of you. And your fellow community members should appreciate it too, because when you support us, you're supporting everybody else who benefits from the video. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you. A lot of you like to see your name come across and, of course, get recognized. So I'm happy to do that too. Yeah, great. Good questions. Good questions already tonight. That's great. So again, I'm taking your questions. Any questions? I don't care what it is. Do you have a toy from your childhood that you still possess? Yes, I do. One of the toys that I still possess was my favorite board game. It's called the Masterpiece game. And it was all about art auctions. And I loved it since I was a little kid. I think I really do believe that when you're a little kid, what you love to do, you will figure out young. And I think a lot of people who are collectors started young. Everyone says, oh, young people don't care about collecting. I don't think that's true either. Yes, I do have that. That's one of the toys I have. I actually have many of my toys since I was young. I have some stuffed animals that I still have around. But as for toys, yeah, and Lego building blocks were a favorite of mine as well. I'm sure a lot of people are not surprised by that. I think a lot of people love Legos. But the Lego building blocks, I loved to build with Legos too. So there are two. There's a game and a toy. That's a nice question. I appreciate that. I look tired. I am tired. How could I not be tired? I'm trying to keep up with all of you and help all of you. Thank you for mentioning it, Peter. It's a nice thing. She looks tired. She looks terrible. Nice. Thanks. But, yeah, I am tired. I think everybody gets tired. I do love what I do, but I do it a lot. The other thing I try to do is I get tired when I have to repeat things of people who are not paying attention. So you are paying attention, Peter. I give you credit. So you're paying attention because you're like, oh, she looks tired. Yeah, that's true. But, and I'm not 25 anymore. I wish I were because I wouldn't look tired. Anyway, Steph, thank you very much. 8 feet of flat, different colored pearls. Good. 8 feet of flat, different colored pearls. Or an 8 feet flat, like a whole bunch. Well, I mean, it depends. Are they real? Are they plastic? Are they composite? Are they Are they fish skeletons like Majorca? It depends. I mean, I can't just go, sure, yes, good. Now, there's a lot of them. 8 feet is a lot, but I'd have to take a look. I'd have to see them before I said yes, good, no, bad. Yeah. So there. Um, so anyway, there's that. I did video calls today. I had a great time doing video calls. I talked to lots of interesting people from all over the world, from Saskatchewan to Long Island to California to Australia. I talked to everybody. What time period were ceramics marked made in Taiwan ROC? Well, that's a good question, Dawn. A couple of different things. Taiwan, the Republic of China, ROC. Those particular pieces you see marked, of course, in the latter part of the 20th century. I will say that when you see those types of pieces, I want you to look at the quality so you identify whether or not the quality is good. And I've taught you how to do that. How do you identify quality in ceramics? You can go to the page, go to right here on the channel, and there's a search feature. It says search. Go in there and type in ceramics. Okay. You could do it, of course, on our website too. But if you're on the YouTube channel and you want to see all the videos about, of course, when I talk about ceramics and quality, ceramics in the search. There you go. And that's true of anything. What are you looking for? Are you looking at a costume jewelry designer name? Are you looking for a toy manufacturer? Are you looking for, when I talk about the markets, put in the word in the search and it will come up with everything. Jennifer, thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate that. And your fellow community members appreciate it too, because anytime you guys support each other, that's what you're doing when you're supporting me. Thank you, CGI Joe Run 1. I had to read that whole thing. So yes, thank you very much. I appreciate it. It helps me and it helps me to help you. Liz, thank you very much, Liz. That was very generous. Love your hair parted on the side. Yeah, I kind of do that. Has the glass market slowed down? A little bit, not terribly, but every market has actually slowed down with respect to collectibles a little bit, mainly because of the economic situation right now. And I think you also may not have been able to move it if you are stagnant in your listings. I talk about this in the class. This is why the selling old stuff for profit classes have been so popular and successful. I give strategies about how to actually sell these pieces, especially when pieces actually have slowed or when markets have slowed. You have to be patient with certain things. One of my students made a very good point, and she said, Dr. Lori, I don't care how long it takes. Now, we care how long it takes, but you do have to be a little bit patient. I think the state of the economy now is impacting the collectibles market, and that's based on 25 years of experience watching this market and being part of this market. So yeah, Laura, thank you very much for your generous support. Vintage ornaments list to identify which are the most valuable. Well, a lot of them are valuable. The mid-century modern ones continue to be valuable. Kugels, and I talk about Kugels. Kugels, in fact, are early German ones, and they also can be quite valuable. Dresdens are valuable in terms of holiday ornaments. Don't forget holidays that are not Christmas at this time of year. They also have many accessories, accoutrements that can be valuable. People like shiny brights. They lost some value. They used to have a lot more value about 5 years ago. But basically, if you have a high quality one, a lot of people like Christopher Radko. It's kind of vintage-ish. So there are a lot of them that actually are very desirable. Lenox ornaments are very desirable. Hummel ornaments are desirable. So there are a lot of them out there that hold their value. Yeah, good question. Very good question. Look for quality. Always look for quality. So that's great. Thank you, Josh. Thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate that too. And of course, all of you are helping each other as well as helping to support things like, of course, what happens here in the studio to keep all the lights on. And there are a lot of lights. Some of them are very expensive lights, I got to tell you. My beautiful mama, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you lost your mother, Jackie. I hate to hear this. It's overwhelming. Here's how I suggest you tackle everything. I have helped people downsize. Downsizing tips. I've helped them for years. Families who don't know what to do with all this stuff. Some of the things that I tell you oftentimes is, first of all, if you can get someone to help you, don't take it on alone. That's first. If anybody who's willing to help, a good friend, a relative, a sister, a brother, if they're more of a pain, then don't get involved with them. I understand that too. Don't try to do it all at once. These collections have been amassed over a lifetime. Don't expect for you to get rid of all of it in a weekend. People go, oh, I'm going to have an estate sale and it's all going to be gone in a weekend. That's not possible in terms of objects that have been collected over a lifetime. So don't get overwhelmed. Very, very valuable things should be, of course, in safeguarded in whether it's safes or safety deposit boxes or other parts, or maybe at your own home rather than at the home of the deceased, that kind of thing. Think about those types of things. Remember also that you want to remember that most valuable things usually fall into 3 categories: art, furniture, precious metals, including jewelry. So start with those. And the sentimental stuff that you can't part with. I literally, I want to say earlier this week, I literally cleaned out a last tub of my own mother's clothes that I'd still had in a storage tub, thinking, oh, she died about 7 years ago. I still had them in that tub. It bothered me. I didn't really want to get rid of them. I was able to, after time, actually part with some of the last pieces. It's not easy. You won't do it in a weekend. If you need my help, of course, video calls are very popular. But I want to tell you, I'm very sorry. I will think good thoughts for you, but one day at a time, and be gentle with yourself. Think of yourself too. It's not easy for you either. So that's some of the things. I have a million topics. A lot of, I've written many articles on my website and other places about how do you downsize? What do you do? I've helped people do it for years. Because she shed. That's cute. Do you collect jewelry? If so, what's your favorite piece? I have jewelry from my family. I grew up in an Italian family. Everybody got a piece of jewelry for something. I have a couple of pieces that are my favorite. I have the good fortune of wearing my mother's wedding band now. I am not married, but I do wear that. It's a very small, tiny band. It's not significant in terms of value, but I do like it very much. I'm trying to think of other pieces that I really is my favorite piece. I gotta say, I have a string of pearls. I like my pearls. I'll say that. I don't wear them a lot. I should probably wear them more often. I have a string of pearls that I like very much. Oh, and I have one bracelet that I really love. I have 2 bracelets. I have a new bracelet that I was recently given by a friend who was very generous, and I was grateful for that. I think it's gorgeous. But I have a bracelet that was gifted to me from one of my sisters, and it is a San Marco link, and I love it very much. And there's another bracelet that's a smaller San Marco link that I also love very much. But there's only 4 or 5 pieces that I really think, oh, I love those pieces. So jewelry is a fun thing to collect. I've been lucky to buy small pieces, inexpensive pieces on vacations. And those pieces have been fun to remind you of a place too. Treasure hunting dad, that's Joe. Joe's been in my classes and he's doing great. And treasure hunting dad, nice of you to do a super sticker for me. I appreciate that. I hope the information I've given you has been helpful to you. Magda's here, also class members. And a lot of you, of course, are supporting the channel, and you're supporting me, and you're helping me to do more for all of you. So when I see that, I know that you guys are saying, hey, I sold something, or I learned more about collecting, or I learned something about an aspect or a topic within the field of art, antiques, and collectibles, right? So, your plastic Harry Potter cup may not have as much value as your $30 Chanel nail polish, right? So it depends. So you saw what I was doing behind the scenes, right? I was doing my nails prior to coming on because they needed to be done. And I have to do them before I have to get tired and go to bed, because then all the nail polish will get all over the sheets. See, Peter, I'm thinking ahead. It's good to be with all of you. Thanks for these questions. Steph, you're back. 8 feet of necklace. Okay, I'll send it to you to appraise. Send me a picture. Don't send me your necklace. Also, you're welcome. I sold a 2.5-inch Global Fryer creamer for $25. There you go. So you're selling, of course, the pieces. I talk about Hummels and Goebbels. Remember, Hummel figurines are made by the Goebel factory in Germany, right? Hummel and Goebel are 2 different things. They are related, but they're 2 different things. I'm glad you were able to sell them. I talked about how you identify the most valuable ones. So I'm glad that you're selling if that's what your goal is. I think that's great. Deb, thank you very much for your super sticker. A lot of you have been with me for a long, long time. A lot of you have been coming to my event, and you've been, of course, on video calls. Some of you are my priority Ask Dr. Lori members. And some of you just watch. You just watch all the time. And sometimes you're able to, of course, give super chats and super stickers, and sometimes you're not. Watch the videos, just be part of our community. That's what I want. Matthew's DTV, excuse me, Matthew. My queen, oh, it's Matthew. Hi, Matthew. Call the glam squad and roll out the red carpet. I love the dog. What's the dog's name, Matthew? Tell me the dog's name. I want to know the dog's name. I loved it of course, when we talked on my social media about all the different dogs. That was fun to see all the different dogs. But yes, Matthew, thank you. Thank you very much. The red carpet will be out. Well, the pink carpet is out today. I'm wearing pink. Anyway, and it's good to see all of you. What the ferg? How do you find an auction company to auction off an expensive quilt that has already been appraised? Well, you can use an auction company. You could also, of course, you could try to market it yourself, right? There are lots of people who are looking for, of course, high quality pieces. But if you want a traditional auction company, you'd want to look and search for which auction companies are specific with respect to quilts, textiles, vintage, and antique pieces. So think about that and make sure that they are giving you, when you make that when you sign that contract with them, right? When you make that deal with the auction company of what you're going to do, make sure that you're negotiating the fact that you have a very high-end, previously appraised, you now know the value, quilt. So maybe you don't give up so much of a percentage in the seller's premium. So be aware of that. And if you have questions about how you sell at auction, there's information about that if you search my website at drloriv.com. Put in auction or selling tips into the search. You guys got to use the searches more because all this information is there. All of it's there. But it's fine if you want to ask me to. I'll answer it. It's no problem. So great. Good to see all of you. And he is a multi-poo. His name is Archie. He's adorable. Multi-poo. So I'm guessing that he's like a Maltese poodle. Am I close? I don't know any of these breeds. I don't know any flowers. I don't know a lot about a lot of other stuff other than art, antiques, and collectibles. A multi-poo. He's cute. He's very cute. Archie. I got to remember Archie. Susan, thank you very much. It's nice to see you represented here. Susan, of course, is a wonderful collector and someone who understands, of course, and has a great interest in art, antiques, and collectibles. It's good to see you. Thank you very much for your support. I appreciate it very much. And thank you for your support too. I appreciate that. You guys are so generous and I appreciate it. And you're helping each other. And that's what I like because anytime you support us, including the staff, I mean, I get all the, oh, Dr. Lori this, oh, Dr. Lori that, but it doesn't happen without the staff. The staff works very hard. They run very fast to do everything and to try to help you and answer your questions and facilitate the website and such. Out of the Mud Ministry, thank you very, very much. Oh, you're sweet. My 11-year-old and 7-year-old think you're a relative because I spent on here, but they're treasure hunters. Oh, yay for them. 11 and 7 treasure hunters. And say, Dr. Lori would love that. Oh, that's great. Big clap, big hand clap for the kids. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that they, in fact, enjoy treasure hunting. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. I hope they have their categories that they like to look for. I hope that they're educating those eyeballs. The more they look, the more they treasure hunt anywhere, the better off they'll be. Thank you very much for that. Ro. Hi, Ro. Yes, it's live. Here I'm live. I'll move my arms. I'm live. There you go, Ro. I like your hair. I like the blue. Yep, I am live. Yep, that's right. So it's good to see all of you. It's good to see all of you. I don't know how you would. I guess it's difficult to know if I'm live or not. I think there's probably something that says right up in your screen, it's live, but don't go by me. I mean, I would think that it's pretty self-explanatory, but hey, better that you ask. That's why I'm taking questions, so I'll answer them. It's no problem. Anyway, but good to see all of you. It's been a very exciting day of video calls and lots happening. A lot of things happening. Busy week this week. Lots of new stuff happening this week too. And of course, I'm looking forward to talking with all of you about your questions. Is it valuable? You got something you want to know? Is it valuable? Well, another thing that's valuable, of course, is gift certificates. Yeah, we're offering gift certificates for that person who in your life that has everything. Or if you want to throw a hint to somebody and go, hey, I want a Dr. Lori appraisal gift certificate. Jackie, here you are. Yes, I appraise fur coats and old clothing. That's right. Old fur coats like from the 20s can be valuable. The market for them has changed since about the early 2000s. In the last 20 years, we've seen a change in the fur coat market, depending, of course, on which pelts you have. For example, do you have mink or do you have rabbit or do you have beaver or do you have fox or whatever it might be? So that's basically what we're looking at. But yes, I can appraise those pieces. And vintage clothing can be very valuable. I did a big appraisal on a woman who had closets full of 1970s clothes. And I'll tell you, there was a lot of money in the 1970s, 1980s clothing. A lot. You'd be surprised. And the Pappagallo purses, all different types of stuff, the accessories, the shoes, All of it. Yep. Something special CT. Any idea the good mark GHK? Oh my God. Any idea what the good mark GHK4K means? Thanks. Okay. Do you mean the gold mark GHK4? I don't know what you mean, so you may want to clarify your question, please. But thank you for the super chat and the super sticker. If you want to send me a picture of this object with the mark, if you go to the website, go to the homepage. Right on the front of the homepage, it's going to say, send a photo, get a report at drloriv.com. Click on that little picture of the round picture of the camera. It's right there. It's at the left. It says send photos, get report. Click on that. Take a picture. You can actually attach 3 photos to that form. Fill out the form so I know how to get back in touch with you. And yes, I'm the person who looks at all of those. So take a picture of it. Take a picture of the full object, front and back, and a close-up picture of the actual mark that you're referring to, and I'll take a look and I'll get back in touch with you. But yeah, I need a visual on that. Josh Miller. Hi, Josh. Thank you very much for your super sticker. Hobe jewelry necklaces, nothing online about the design. Oh, yes, there is. I've written it. Yes, there is. There's stuff online. There's stuff in my videos about Hobe. I know we've done videos about Hobe for the YouTube channel. But in terms of you want to know about how their design characteristics, they're usually much more casually fashionable. So it's not sort of buttoned up, pearl necklaces kind of stuff. But usually Hobe is a little bit more youthful and a little bit more casual fashion. Costume jewelry designer, relatively popular. It has made some of my top 10 lists before, Hobe. So if you see it, you want to grab it. Yep. Good question. Thanks. Thank you very much, Joyce. Thank you very much for your super chat, super stickers. I hope the channel is proving to be helpful to you and fun. And I hope that if you have another channel that you think is fun and helpful and you want me to collaborate with them, let them know that you think a collaboration with me would be good, and tell them to get in contact with us. Maybe we'll do a collaboration with one of your other favorite channels. So that would be great. Don't forget to share the channel. Lori Mikos, she's one of the great examples of someone who, of course, shares the channel. She shares, she supports, and there's something else that she's doing. This is the I'm Priceless, of course, bag. A lot of people like the bag, sort of the catch-all. We have a tote bag, and we have, of course, the shirts. I talked to someone from Louisiana today, and she had a Dr. Lori Says hoodie on. And of course, if you want to buy something from the store, you may do that as well. The merchandise is available. And yes, I get compensation if you purchase merchandise, which we put toward, of course, all the things we do here. Sugan Ha Dubé. Oh, Sugan Ha. I hope I said that right. I'm so sorry. Hi, is stuff which is more than 100 years old worth it? Okay, I'm going to see if I can't clarify this question. And if I'm wrong, type something else in and clarify for me. But I think what you mean is, if something is more than 100 years old, then it is an antique. Has to be 100 years old or more to be an antique. Anything that's 99 years old or younger is just vintage. Okay. So is it worth it? Is it worth collecting? It needs to be in good condition. It needs to be of high quality. And if it's 100 years old or more, a lot of people do like it. So if you see something that's 100 years old or more and you say, oh, this is from, 1919, let's say, right? You're saying this is at least 100 years old, or this is from the 1800s, and it's in good condition and it's of good quality, then usually if you can get it at a good price, it's going to be worth it for you to pick it up. So I think that's what your question was. Remember, antiques, 100 years old or more. Hi, Shelly. I purchased a vintage sterling silver brooch and going to try to resell it. Should I leave it tarnished or clean it? Okay, there are 2 schools of thought on this. There's the school of thought that says leave it alone, and there's a school of thought that says clean it. I always say, in the event that you are in fact going to resell it, let's let the potential buyer decide what they want to do with the thing that they are buying, right? So if I were a person who said, I don't want it clean, and then it's sitting there and it's been all shined up, but I really like it to look as if it is tarnished or look its age, then if I were that buyer, I'd feel like, I don't know if I want it. So I always say, leave well enough alone. The other thing is, if you are going to clean it because for some reason you think, oh, cleaning it is better, and a lot of people do think that. For different pieces, cleaning it is not a bad thing. That's why there's 2 schools of thought. And both schools are right in this particular case. So if you do want to clean it, remember, you have to do the complete job. What does that mean? Well, if you start with the silver polish on the piece, you've got to do the whole thing and you've got to make sure you take it off. So get ready, because if you're going to polish, you've got to do it completely and you've got to do it right. So, but yeah, it's a hard one to decide. Certain pieces I would say leave tarnished. Other pieces I might say, oh, that needs to be cleaned. So it will depend on your piece. It oftentimes has to also do with age of the piece, the style of the piece, the type of the piece, and your list price. How much do you want for it? So that's going to be another thing that you want to think about when you're deciding, do I clean it or don't I clean it? And if you don't know how to clean it, make sure that you talk to a professional. So don't be overzealous cleaning. Thank you for taking my question. Sure, yes. Hi, Sue. Okay, I collect books and frames. Yes, I collect stuff over 100 years old. Good, then you'll be fine. Then you'll be absolutely fine. And you're welcome, and thanks for clarifying. I like to make sure that I'm getting the information across that you want. So that's good. And thank you for that too. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you for the super sticker as well. I appreciate all of them. And of course, we put them to good use. Good use is making more videos for you. That's good use. That's basically good use. Should I remove the back paper to look closer at paintings that are on paper or board? Well, Danny, that back paper is called a dust screen. The idea of that back paper is in the paper on the back of an oil on canvas or on a print is to make it look neat in the back, right? It's a framer's technique, but it also helps to keep dust. That's why it's called a dust screen or a dust paper, to keep dust off of the canvas, because like the canvas here underneath in the back, the stretcher bars, dust can get in there if you don't have a piece of paper behind it. So a lot of times that dust can of course pile up and it could do some damage. It takes a long time for it to do a lot of damage. Having said that, you can take that paper off. It won't do any harm to the work. However, it won't look as neat on the back. Some people will rip off the old paper, see what's inside, and then they'll put another piece of paper on top. It doesn't impact value negatively. Just make sure if you're taking it off that you're careful, because you don't want to negatively impact the condition of the work. So that's what you're really thinking about. I want you to think about that. I have researched art stamp on costume jewelry and I can't find anything about it. Missy, I'm going to tell you right now, I have done a video on this. I've also written an article on this. I've also told people who art is actually stands for a designer named Arthur. This particular piece, I do know who it is, and I've talked about why it's characteristic and important. So what do you have to do? Use the search and you can see the whole video. A lot of you also are saying, oh, well, in the live videos, go back to them and watch them. Oh, I watched the live, but I didn't get my object on, so I didn't watch the rest of it. Go watch the lives, because there's chock full of information in the lives. Not only in the Ask Dr. Lori live videos, but in all the videos on the channel. And I don't want you to forget about the research tab on my website, because the research tab on my website has a lot of information. And I know that piece of information about the art jewelry, the art costume jewelry, that maker is at research, which is the little I information. Click on that. Go down the tab. It's going to say jewelry. It's going to say artwork. It's going to say furniture. It's going to say all different categories. Click on a category, or just do the search right from that page. You can just put in the search and put in, art, costume jewelry or something. I know it's there because I did it. So Betty Boop's here. Another one who supports the channel all the time. Napco Mid-Century Christmas Pixie Elves, where to sell? Okay. Etsy. I would say Etsy for the Pixie sells. You could sell them on eBay, but there's going to be so much competition, you're probably not going to do as well. And the prices are going to be lower. So I would say Etsy is going to get you your better price. And the reasons for it has to do with, of course, the fact that Napco pieces are made in Japan, the fact that you see a much higher percentage. These are some of the things that I talk about when I'm talking in my classes about which platforms do you sell what on, right? So what objects do you sell on which platforms, right? So Etsy has a very, very top heavy female audience, and an audience that likes collectibles. Ruby Lane also likes collectibles, but not to the same extent. So basically not to the same extent for Napco pieces is my point. So I would probably say that over eBay in this particular case, but those are not the only places you could sell them. You could sell them on Shop Thrilling or Trove Marketplace or Mercari or a million places. And again, When I mention these, I mention them for you to investigate yourself too. Hi, Miranda. Why would a Gilligan's Island book in good condition be worth very little when others same age are worth more? Is this just an internet thing? Okay, which Gilligan's Island book? That's my next question, my first question. Why is one worth less than others worth more? You have to give me the comparisons. Art history is all about compare and contrast. Compare and contrast. Well, you got to tell me, what are the characteristics of the first book that is in good condition but worth very little? What are the characteristics of what I would guess is a similar book that you're telling me or implying is worth more? So you got to give me a little bit more to go on so I can explain the market to you. There's also, thank you, Melanie, very, very much. Thank you for your support of the channel. I appreciate it. And you. Also, remember, sometimes what you're watching, what you're seeing in the market, especially online, are people who don't really know the market. People who are putting up very, very high numbers for something that really aren't worth very, very high numbers. So you got to be aware of that too. We just say, oh, well, we found it online. It must be right. Somebody else is doing it. They must know. Well, they don't always know. I'll tell you that. I cannot tell you how many mistakes I fix. Ophelia, thank you very much for your super chat. I got the 2-volume of Julia Childs. There you go. Mastering the Art of French Cooking. What's it worth? Well, I'd like to see the condition of yours. However, I will say that they are extremely valuable, over $1,000 easily, but they can be worth a lot of money. But I'd like to see yours before I go throwing out those numbers. I want to see a dust jacket, volume 1 and volume 2, Julia Child with Simone Beck. So yeah, you're gonna come into a little bit of money. I hope you found it somewhere for a song. Maybe we could feature it on Real Bargains. Good for you. Good for you. Are you watching Real Bargains? Are you loving Real Bargains? My show, Real Bargains, is really popular. I just discovered you 2 days ago, Michelle. Where you been? Binge watching. Thank you for binge watching. Thank my staff for making the binge link for you. Makes it easier. You're not searching all over the place. Even at work on my second monitor. That's all right. Work is overrated. Anyway, good. Enjoy yourself. Learn something. Enjoy yourself. If you have questions, come right here. Yes, we're live. That's right. We're live. It's good to see all of you. Thanks for being with me. Thank you for your... Oh, Deborah Ray, thank you so much. I enjoy talking with you too. You had some interesting objects on the video call, and I like to hear what's happening in certain areas. We answered some questions. We had some sort of oddities. He had to answer some questions. So it worked out very well. Yeah, the video calls have been very popular. And again, the video calls, for those of you who say, oh, I don't want to really do the live and do it in front of a whole world and have everybody who watches Dr. Lori watch me on the live. You like the one-to-one personal, you can do that. They're easy to book. They're at drloriv.com. Okay. Is that a print of a surfer? And do you surf? Oh, Josh, do I surf? No, I'm a very good swimmer. I will say that. I've always been a good swimmer. I was one of those kids they threw in when they were little. Those little kids, they're always swimming and they're teeny tiny. That was me. I do not surf. I don't know if I could do it. I mean, now I don't think I could do it. I don't know if I could have done it as a young woman either. I don't know if I could have done it even, in my swimming days at my sveltest, weight. Let me say that. But I will say, I think surfing is very cool. I like to see the accessories. I love to talk about surfboards and such. The painting is not a print. The painting behind me is an actual oil on canvas. I've talked about it in other videos. You can watch about me talking about this specific artist and the specific work. I would like to have learned. I don't know if I would do it now. And I'm not one of those people that says, oh, you reach a certain age and you can't do stuff. I just wouldn't want to really hurt myself. I don't think I could. I guess you could hurt yourself, but I think it's very cool. No, I don't surf. S. Jean. Thank you, S. Jean. I inherited a pair of detailed Japanese Cloisonné vases. Okay. I've fallen in love with them. Good. I want to buy more. What are the best venues to find those? Online, and get ready to search. You will find them. I want you to search a little bit more narrow than just Japanese Cloisonné. And I want, so what happens is when I say you want to search more narrow, if you want to really streamline your search or open up your search, remember you want to be narrow or you want to be very broad in your focus. So if you're saying, well, I don't care if they're baluster style, I don't care if they're palace form or bottle form vases. I just want any vase, then sure, just put vase. But if you want to streamline a little bit more, then you might want to use more characteristic or more adjectives. Yeah, that might help you. Where else would I look? I would look on the Asia Society. I would also look at artnet.com, and I'd probably also look on Cherish. Yeah, I'd look at any of those places. But you can look at general auctions like Proxy Bid or High Bid or CT Bids. Any of those typically will have those, and those usually come from estate sales, estatesale.net too. Flaws and all treasures. Art is a working proof different from an artist proof, and is one more valuable than the other. Artist proofs are categorically more valuable than working proofs. Working proofs sometimes relate to proofs that are being used by the printer or the print shop. Artist proofs, in fact, are the ones that the artists have touched with their own hands, typically. So typically, we've seen that the marketing for artist proofs has moved the scales, so the artist proofs are usually worth more. However, I talk about artist proofs and how to make sure that you're not just buying the marketing when it comes to artist proofs. Yeah. And on the website, I also talk on the prints pages about all these other symbols that you may not recognize that might be on your print. Symbols like HC, symbols like Roman numerals versus Arabic numerals, all different types of things. So take a look at that. Take a look at that. Yeah, it's in the web. It's in our live shows too. Yeah, good question. Thank you. Holly, hi, Holly. Really want to know if you respond to all pictures sent to you. Yes. I don't believe you didn't hear back. I bet it's either in your, I don't believe it. Here's why I don't believe it. I look at every single one. Me, these two big brown eyes that Peter says look tired. I look at every single one and I make a decision whether or not I need to see it at an event, or I need you to do, or ask you to do a video call where you actually can get 3 things evaluated, or if you need a report, how to move through the steps to get an actual appraisal report. So yes, all the pictures that are sent to me, I look at. There's no one else here to look at them. I'm the only appraiser here. So, and I'm the only appraiser that's affiliated with drloriv.com, which brings me to another point. If somebody else is saying that they're an appraiser at drloriv.com with me, they're not. Just that simple. So if you're saying, oh, this doesn't seem like Dr. Lori, it may not be. So make sure that you are dealing with us, drloriv.com. That's right. So yes, I look at it. If you didn't hear back, I'm not saying you're a liar, please. That's not what I mean. I'm saying it's either in your junk or your spam folder. You didn't get it, or it got caught up somewhere in the internet. But I respond to all of them. And I will tell you, I am very diligent about that. I am one of those people who does this and this and this and this. And I have a routine and I do certain things at the same time every day. So if you sent that in, it should have been sent back to you, or something happened uncontrolled by me. I cannot control the internet. Or your junk spam folders. So check those out. If you don't get it, let me know. I will or resubmit it, but odds are I did do it. So there you have it. Now, I mean, what else can I tell you? Thank you for checking in. I mean, I'm happy to check it out again. I'll look at it. I have an Asian vase. I would love to find out what's it worth. Well, Catalina, here's how you do it. Go to the website, go to send a photo, get a report. Fill out the form, attach 3 photos, follow the directions. I'll say that again. Follow the directions, and I will take a look at it and I'll respond to you. That's how you would find out what it's worth. All right? And then you'll know from an expert. You'll know from someone who's actually an expert, who's going to tell you the truth, who doesn't want to buy it from you low and tell you that it's worth nothing and then resell it for a lot. I'll tell you. Like after one of the classes, we get our notes very quickly. Yeah. Right. So what CGI Joe Run 1 is talking about is if you did an add-on, or you bought level 1 or level 2 or level 3 from my classes and you get class notes, usually you get the class notes, probably in the morning of the next day or that evening of the class. So the class ends, at a particular time in the evening, and sometimes you'll get them that evening, and sometimes you'll get them right the next day. If you do an add-on with a video call, you're going to get them almost right after the video call, if not by the end of that business day. We're pretty fast here. We move it along. Out of the Mud Ministry, thank you again for your support. That's why she's so good. Tired. She looks like those big red eyes. Yes, I know I look tired. Okay, stop it. I look tired. What do you want me to do? If I didn't look tired, that means I wouldn't be here doing this with you. I'd be napping. Well, actually, I probably wouldn't. I don't know. I have a lot to do, and I have a lot that I want to do. So, I'm always like, oh, I wish I could do that. Oh, I want to do this. There's never enough time in the day. Is there enough time in your day? There's not enough time in your day either. I mean, come on. She answered me 4 times without charging. That's true. That's true. Steph is right. That's right. That at no charge, I will continue to do that. I answer you as many times. If it's not worth it, I'm going to tell you it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not where I'm going to. I'm going to tell you the truth. I was being interviewed a couple of, I don't know, what was it, last week, the week before? And somebody said, well, why are they devoted to you? Why are they devoted to me? Because I'm telling them the truth and they know I'm trying to help them. Well, it's very simple. The guy didn't know what to say after that. He goes, well, what do you mean? What do I mean? That's it. If someone gives a what about you, that person cares about you. That person's trying to help you. Of course you're going to say, hey, this woman's helping me. Of course you're going to say, oh, a super chat. Of course you're going to say, share the channel. Of course you're going to want to tell your friends and family who you care about, hey, this woman's trying to help. It's not that. It's not rocket science. I mean, I'm trying to help you. And people who say I'm not, they can go do whatever they want to do, but that's not true. When were you presuming live in person? I've been doing live in person evaluations, Jenna, for the whole time. I've done many public events recently as well. So what you're not doing is looking at the event schedule. At the top of the website, drloriv.com, it says events. Look there. I'm not resuming anything. I've been doing it. I was, live in Pittsburgh. I've been in Washington, D.C. I was in Atlanta. Where else have I been? I've been a lot of places, actually. So yeah. The events are always updated. So when someone says, oh, you're not ever coming to my town, you don't ever come to my town, let me tell you, I've been to everybody's town. Everybody's town. Have you been to Orange City? I have. Have you been? I mean, I can tell you some places you're going, have you been to Evansville? Have you been to Oak Island? Have you been to, I've been to some places, right? All over. And I've been there and I return to these places regularly. So you just have to watch the schedule. Yeah. Do you have dreams or nightmares about giving appraisals? Hi, Michelle. Michelle's sweet. Well, yeah, I've had some nightmares. Sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't really have, I remember one, I don't have a recurring dream or any of that. I don't have that, but, it's my work. So do you have dreams and stuff about your work, right? About your work or what you care about or your field, I do have that. I do have this sort of you're holding the big Tiffany lamp shade and you all of a sudden, move funny and the whole thing crashes. You have that dream. I've had that dream before. I'm trying to think of others, but mainly, I'm very fortunate to have, talked to America and talked to folks all over the world on cruise ships and in the travel industry. I've been very lucky to learn their stories of their art, antiques, and collectibles. I've been in the presence of, I've lectured in some of the world's best museums around the world. I've seen objects that my colleagues, friends of mine, my colleagues didn't have the chance to see or touch or handle or look at, or, I've been very fortunate in many ways in terms of the field. So, while I have maybe the nightmare of dropping something, I, don't have that often, but I do have this has been really wonderful for someone who loves art antiques. So, yeah, I know I'm blessed. I know it. And Out of the Mud Ministry is here again, blessing me. No, silly. You're so tired from looking at all the submissions. You're beautiful and a hard worker. I am a hard worker. That is very true. I don't like to give others work. I'd rather take on the work than give somebody else work. I am like that. I was brought up like that. I like to have the work done and then relax. I don't like to have stuff hanging over my head. But that's just how I was. That's just how I am. Hi, Deb. How many points do you think Ohio State is going to beat Michigan by? Oh, Deb. Well, as you all know, I am a true Wolverine. I was very lucky to be able to go to the University of Michigan, and I'm grateful to be a Wolverine all the time, even though Deb, who number 2 Ohio State and number 3 Michigan, even though Deb, I'm guessing, is from Ohio, she might be a Buckeye, right? I have many friends who are Buckeyes. I don't know how many points Ohio State is going to beat Michigan by because Michigan's going to win. So there you go. But I do love those games, and it is college football. I think is fun. I don't care who your team is. I think college football is fun, And I watch all different teams. I watch Clemson and I watch, Texas, and I watch everybody. When I have a chance, I usually do that on, and you guys are going to think I'm really crazy, but I usually do that on, of course, the record. And I'll just watch parts of a game, usually late. I mean, I do like sports. I think sports are a lot of fun. So good luck to you, Ohio State, but I think Michigan is going to beat you. There you go. Thank you very much, Sue. Thank you for your super chat and super sticker. All of it helped a lot. Yes, I love Montreal. I had a wonderful time in Montreal. And yes, I had poutine. And yes, I'd have it again. I had a wonderful visit to Montreal. I actually ended up in Montreal after a trip to, where was I going? I guess I went from up through Quebec, and then I was in Montreal. I think I stayed in Montreal for nearly a week, 3 to 5 days, something like that. I had a wonderful time in Montreal. It's a beautiful city, and I hope to return there, of course, for events. Yeah, it's good. Poutine's good. I mean, it's caloric intake, man, but it's good. Treasure Hunting Dad, what have we got to say? Thank you for the super chat. I've been trying to wrap my head around quality, non-objective art. Okay, it's not that easy. I feel like I have no reasons for liking the pieces I do. Okay, that might be a good thing. You might think, I like this. I don't know why I like this, but I want you to understand. Does this just come with understanding art history versus science? There's a lot of science to art history, a lot of it. And people will always say, oh, that's not scientific. A lot of it has non-objective art, which are works of art that have no object. So you don't know you're looking at a painting of a vase because there's not a vase there, for example. So think about the colors and the forms and the shapes. And I always say, look at the masters of non-objective art and see what characteristics in those pieces are the same as in the pieces that you're looking at or that you're attracted to, right? There's a reason why they call them the masters. So people like Barnett Newman, people like Cy Twombly, people like Mark Rothko, people like Helen Frankenthaler, people like Kenneth Nolan, people like Joseph Albers. And I'm giving you a list because I'm always talking in lists, right? Those types of things. Or you might want to look on my shopping page and look at some of my recommended books, right? Stephen Polcari, The Abstract Expressionism and the Modern Experience. Fantastic book. You don't have to even read the book. Don't read the book. That's fine. Look at the pictures. Click through the book and look at the pictures, any of that. And a lot of it is right here on the channel as I explain it. And the classes help. I think the classes help a lot. The class with appraisals, very, very popular class, because you see everybody else's object and you see what I have to say about it, what the class has to say about it. It's fun. Thanks very much, Michelle. You're very sweet. I always enjoy talking with you, whether it's a video call or right here. And thank you for the super chat as well. I hope I answered your nightmare dreams question. So, yeah, I don't know. I should study a little bit more about Freud and what they mean. I wonder if Freud ever answered that question when he did the interpretation of dreams. What does it mean when you drop a Tiffany lamp and you're an appraiser in your dream? That's what you want to know. You want to know those kinds of things. So, yeah. A lot of fun, some great questions and a lot of support. And I appreciate that. I really do. I know it's not easy because you guys are trying to, of course, do your own thing too. And I'm doing my own thing. And thank you for the questions. Is it valuable? Here's what's valuable. The channel's valuable. And of course, it's valuable to me too, that I have a nice community that I can share my information with and also get information from you. I'm Dr. Lori. See you next time.